Welcome to UAPB Currents. I'm your host, Shelley Roby Ingram, and today we are joined by Mr. DuShun Scarbrough, who is the
Executive
Director
of the
Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission.
All right.
You've been here enough times that I think I've got the title down and the title of the commission.
All right.
Because again, as we've stated before, the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is one of the few commissions that are still in the United States.
Yeah.
So before we get started with the topics that we're here to talk about today, you guys always have tons of stuff going on.
We do. We just kicked off a major program here. We brought are you a soap fan, Young and the Restless?
Yeah, I try not to get too pulled into the soaps, but yes, Young and the Restless.
When Randy Kelley's not watching, you're sneaking the TV on, watching Young and the Restless. Well, we brought in Victor Newman, who from Young and the Restless, and he gave a great story during our celebration here in January 19th, and we kicked it off with our prayer breakfast in Little Rock, and we kind of bounced around the state doing programs. And it's that time of the year again. We don't just use January as a time to promote King legacy. We actually bounce and do programs throughout the year, as you know. So we kicked off Black History Month with a special presentation, and that is our new Dr. King commemorative license plate.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity for those individuals who support Dr. King throughout the state of Arkansas to give back and promote the legacy by purchasing a plate. So it's certainly an opportunity to get out. And it falls right in the time, not only of Black History Month, because we're getting out of Black History Month, but then we're going to the commemorative of his assassination, 47th anniversary of his assassination. He was killed April 4th, 1968.
Right.
And then prior to that, of course, is coming up the anniversary of the March on Selma. So it's a great opportunity to go out and support the legacy and to purchase a license plate. And I think next time I see you, you'll probably have one on your, just like this.
Right.
You'll have FAMU around it, though, something like that.
It'll say UAPB alumni.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So tell us a little bit more about the commemorative plate. Now, when you have these plates that are made in the state, then do a portion of the proceeds go to the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission?
Absolutely. A portion of the proceeds go actually for programming, for these programs that we do throughout the state. As you know, we do the Nonviolence Youth Summit. I think last year we were in Pine Bluff promoting the Nonviolence Youth Summit, Stop the Violence episode, and we have another one coming up April 3rd, which is Good Friday. Okay. So that program is coming up. It's going to be an anti-bullying conference, and we're going to have a special keynote speaker. Are you a boxing fan, by the way, Shelley?
Not really boxing.
I know you have your kids into Taekwondo. I see you out in the community. But we're bringing a special guest, Roy Jones Jr.
Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, he will be, the champion will be here, and he will be speaking as a keynote speaker for anti-bullying. And this will be at Little Rock Job Corps on April 3rd, about 8:00 a.m.
Okay.
So for those individuals who want to come out and be part of that event, it's going to be a great presentation for our Nonviolence Youth Summit, Anti-Bullying Conference, and we look forward to seeing everyone there on that one.
Okay. Now, before we get ready to go to break, tell everybody just a little bit, what is exactly, like you said, this is not just something that takes place during January.
Absolutely.
What is the goal of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission?
The overall goal is to promote racial harmony, multicultural diversity, and social equality for all of Arkansans. And we try to be inclusive to everyone. This administration, since we've been in office, we bounce all around the state of Arkansas to get everyone involved, to promote the legacy of Dr. King and all of those tenets espoused by Dr. King. So we want everyone to come out and be part, and for more information to do so, please contact us at arkingdream.org or call us at 501-683-1300.
Okay. All right. Now, before we, again, get ready to go to break, when we come back, then I want to talk about how students and people in the community can have an opportunity to be a part of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, because I know that it's something that you guys really pull in lots of different organizations and people from all over the state, and they really play a big role in what you guys do. Okay. So we're going to get ready to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about how you can become a part and contribute to the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. And in the meantime, if you're on your way to go and register your tags, then remember that you can now get a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. license plate here in the state of Arkansas. All right, we'll be right back on UAPB Currents.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place.
Hi, I'm DuShun Scarbrough, Executive Director of your Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. Well, it's finally here, the first commemorative license plate honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. Visit your local DMV to get one. For more information, please contact us at 501-683-1300 or visit us at www.arkingdream.org.
Welcome back to UAPB Currents, and again we're joined by Mr. DuShun Scarbrough, who is the Executive Director for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. Yes. And before we went to break, we were talking about the fact of how you guys really involve everyone in a community when you go out and have an event. I've had the opportunity to see a couple of the events that you guys have put on, and I mean, you really involve everybody. There are dozens of schools there, and you know, the businesses get involved, and so what's the importance, I guess, of that, of having so many different people involved?
You know, it's very important. You know, King stood for everyone, and one of the main things that I wanted to do when I took over the Martin Luther King Commission as Executive Director was to be inclusive. You know, realizing that this is a state agency. Primarily, you want to get out and get everyone involved in a state agency, make it, you know, and I found that I had to promote and continue relevance of the agency. And by doing so, you know, there are individuals out there who just been waiting to be part of an agency such as this. And they just hadn't been asked, so they don't know who to contact. And when it comes to volunteerism, I mean, everyone can serve, you know, and be part of the program. One thing that I've found is that when going out, you know, realizing we have, Shelley, as you know, we have about 4 staff members.
Right.
People don't realize, you know, I mean, all the noise that we make across the state of Arkansas, it's about 4.
I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah, including me. So, you know, I'm a workaholic, so I'm kind of trying to be everywhere. And then, you know, we have an excellent staff in Walter and Tiffany and Diana, and we're just kind of bouncing and taking on many roles and many hats. And you have to kind of have that love for it, and finding individuals who also have the love for it as volunteers, because we couldn't do it without the volunteers.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to have you know, individuals like yourself. I notice when I see you out in the community, and ironically, because we're friends here, but we run into each other so many times out in the community just doing other things, and just kind of supporting, you know, different events that are out there. But by doing so, a lot of those, the key is just really volunteers, getting them involved and finding their talents and and helping, having that vision and know exactly how they can help you. You know, so having said that, I asked for you to volunteer for us one day and
Absolutely.
be part of our program.
Absolutely, and we invite all of you to come out as well. Contact the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission at the information on the bottom of your screen, and please volunteer, be a part of this great organization. They're making changes for not only youth, but adults as well. Absolutely. In the communities. Now, speaking of you having the 4 staff members, including yourself, what exactly do the staff do for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission? Because I mean, I know you do it looks like I know Tiffany is a voice. She's
Tiffany, man,
she's
Tiffany's
a voice.
Yeah.
She's a face.
Tiffany's
she's
everything. I tell you, Tiffany's jack of all trades, and then on top of that, Tiffany, my boss. You think about it. So it keeps us, keeps us organized. She's, she's very helpful throughout the community. She's well known, and she's very talented.
Yeah.
So, in addition, sometimes you take that talent. And I've had an opportunity to take that vision and utilize her talent onto the program.
Right.
And what better way, she's going to be at the program because she's working.
Right.
So why not just put her on the program? And she's talented and can, blow half the singers away around.
Right.
So, and then Walter Washington is just excellent. Tiffany Pettis is who we're speaking of.
Right.
But Walter Washington, the third, he's excellent. He's our business operations specialist. And what other guy that I don't know anyone else that I would trust with finance.
Yeah.
But that's very important to me, and making sure that the integrity of the organization's kept well.
Absolutely.
And we have a program coordinator, and we're just looking at just so many genres, and I'm happy enough to be able to work with them on an ongoing basis, and we all get along. We're just like family.
Right.
And then we bring in another group of family volunteers that and one thing that I really enjoy, and you can appreciate this, Shelley, when we do programs in different areas such as Harrison, Arkansas, Benton, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Jonesboro, we found that these folks come right back to our next event. So if we have one in Pine Bluff, if you've witnessed, they'll come to Pine Bluff to help out and volunteer.
Right.
And we just kind of circulate, and they really buy into the vision that I have as executive director. They buy into the direction the commission's going in, and we just look forward to working with them. It's like these same individuals know the roles. I've developed, as you know, many programs, and some of these same individuals have worked on the program, so when they come, they know exactly what to do.
Right.
It's almost like having a dedicated staff member.
Absolutely, because I actually at one point didn't realize that you had such a small staff. I thought that all of these people were full-time, because they really are they really are good at what they do and the contribution that they make.
It's a blessing to have folks believe in you and your vision and coming aboard and really seeing what it does and how it changes lives. Many of the programs, from the women conferences to the nonviolence youth summits to the day of service to the prayer breakfast, you name it. I mean, they want to be part of it, and we just enjoy it.
Okay.
So.
All right, when we come back, then we're going to talk more about the program coordination and how you can have a program from the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission come to your community. And we'll be right back on UAPB Currents.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place.
Hi, I'm DuShun Scarbrough, Executive Director of your Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. Well, it's finally here, the first commemorative license plate honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. Visit your local DMV to get one. For more information, please contact us at 501-683-1300 or visit us at www.arkingdream.org.
Welcome back to UAPB Currents, and again, we're joined by our guest, DuShun Scarbrough, who is with the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission.
We're back.
And one of the things that we're promoting today is this beautiful plate.
It is gorgeous.
And you all can purchase this plate and display it on your car, and a portion of the proceeds go to the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission.
Yes. And kudos to Senator Henry Hank Wilkins IV. He did an amendment for the license plate in order to make this come to fruition. Because at one point they kind of grandfathered in all of because they were getting so many different
types of plates,
type of plates and this and that. So at one point they gave us like a little sticker, and it was like a little decal. And boy, I mean, to tell you, I was like, no, I need, as executive director, you're going to push for something else.
Right.
And I pushed and I pushed, and he blessed us and he heard my crying and amended the legislation and put it through. And boy, I mean, to tell you, here we are today, and we're thankful for it. One of 5 states, Shelley, in the United States who have one. Arkansas. So 105.6. Yeah.
Kudos to you all. That's excellent. And so when we were talking about a portion of the proceeds from this plate will go to the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. And again, we were talking about your program coordinator and the programs that you all develop and take throughout the state. So talk a little bit about that process and how a community can bring in one of your programs, say an anti-bullying or a nonviolence program, to their community at any time during the year. Right.
Yeah, well, it's important to bounce around and be inclusive throughout the state. And we try to hit all four corners of the state every year. This year, again, with the Nonviolence Youth Summit, we're starting in Little Rock. We've done some programs also in Benton, as you know, earlier this year. And we're looking at going to like DeQueen, and or El Dorado area and things of that sort. So we try to bounce everywhere. How to get involved is just really to contact us at arkingdream.org or call us at 501-683-1300. You know, fortunately, we're kind of blessed in a situation where it doesn't take though we have those four staff members. When I took the job or accepted the job maybe 6, 7 years ago, I developed I was coming back from Florida, moving back to Arkansas, and I was able to develop a list of programs and just kind of write them out and just kind of do the blueprint on what direction I wanted to go in. So when I accepted the job and took on, it was already an opportunity to say, okay, well, this is what this program is about. And I utilize that as a skill to kind of bounce into the areas when I'm talking to legislators or I'm talking to community leaders to see what's going on in that community. For example, Pine Bluff. Beautiful community. What's going on? You know, what are the needs? What are some of the things they wanted to do? And we have individuals that may call us, and we just kind of get out and I say, well, this program may gear that, and we'll pull it out and talk to them about the program, and it's just amazing that, especially when I do programs in Pine Bluff, how not only your city councilman and your mayor, everyone wants to get involved, and your business leaders, everyone. And so it's an amazing opportunity, and it really speaks volumes of what today's society thinks of Dr. King and his legacy and all of those noble tenets espoused by him.
Okay. All right, before we go, our time always passes by so quickly. But before we get ready to go, let everybody know again the events that you guys have coming up in the next couple of months. Well, we kicked it off.
We're looking at, we're continuing to promote our commemorative plate for Dr. King, and we kicked this off of Black History Month, and certainly you can visit your local DMV or visit us at 501-683-1300 on how to get one. You can also peruse our website at arkingdream.org. In addition to that, we have coming up on Good Friday, April 3rd. As you know, Dr. King was assassinated some 47 years ago, on April 4th, 1968. So what we've put together is a Nonviolence Youth Summit / vigil, a commemorative vigil. So we're going to host, Job Corps in Little Rock will host this program where we'll kick off the Nonviolence Youth Summit Anti-Bullying Conference featuring the keynote speaker, Roy Jones Jr., the ex-boxer. So it's going to be a great program. He's going to be the keynote. Following that program, immediately following that program, we'll do a commemorative vigil where we'll all march from inside the venue, outside the venue, where we'll also do a presentation on a commemorative vigil for Dr. King's 47th anniversary of his assassination and recognizing his legacy. So please get involved to do so. Call us at 501-683-1300. We're looking for volunteers, always. And for those participants who just want to come out and be part, we look forward to you coming out as well. Many of you can just pile up in Shelley Ingram's car and come on out. You'll be there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Always following you guys, you know, because you do beautiful work. If they can find me in my car, then, you know, while I'm on my way, while I'm en route.
Do you drive fast on the freeway?
No, absolutely not.
Are you saying that because the camera's on you?
Absolutely not. But again, this plate. And if you already have a tag on your vehicle, as I do, you can still purchase the tags and just have them.
Absolutely. Yes,
you
sure
just
can.
purchase the tags and have them, frame it. It's beautiful.
And I can't wait for you to get one. You know, I'm looking at, I think you said something during break. No? Is that what they just said?
I'm pretty sure I did.
You?
And on that note, we'll see you next time.
Next time.
When we have the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission back, and when they get ready for another event.
Yes, I'd love to come back and talk about the upcoming Nonviolence Youth Summits. We have 2 more following the one on April 3rd. So we have some very special guests that'll be coming out. Love for you guys to be part of it, and we look forward to seeing you.
Okay, we'll definitely have you back on, and we'll see you next time on UAPB.
I love you, Pine Bluff.